This is the Galaxy F62, a new mid-range smartphone from Samsung whose highlight feature is its processing power, as Samsung has used the same chip from the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus in this one. Along with this, you also get a massive 7000 mAh battery, a decent set of cameras, and a rich and vivid AMOLED display. Now, this phone also happens to have a lot in common with Samsung's own Galaxy M51, as we'll find out in the review. But the big question is, has Samsung done enough for the F62 to stand out in this sub 25,000 rupee price segment? Well, I'm Royden and you're watching Gadgets 360, and this is my review of the Samsung Galaxy F62. Now, before we go ahead, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and also hit that bell icon so you're the first to know whenever we have a new video. First up, let's get the pricing out of the way. The Galaxy F62 is available in two RAM variants in India, 6GB and 8GB, while the internal storage is the same for both variants at 128GB. Prices start at 24,000 rupees and goes up to 26,000. In terms of looks, the Galaxy F62 looks quite unique for a Samsung phone. The laser blue color that I have gradually transitions to silver towards the bottom, and you also can get this in a black or a green shade. The frame construction is all plastic, which does feel sturdy, but the back did pick up scuff marks pretty easily just within the first few hours of using it. There's no case in the box either, which is something Samsung should have provided. Now, while the appearance is new, the dimensions are actually identical to those of the Galaxy M51 with the same thickness of 9.5mm. However, it is heavier than the Galaxy M51 at around 218 grams. Now, at the front, the display specifications are more or less identical to those of the Galaxy M51 once again, and you can see the specifications on the screen now. The display in itself offers excellent brightness and very good color saturation. Now, thanks to the good viewing angles, the Samsung Galaxy F62 is also great for media consumption. Videos look very good, and the phone can stream HDR videos too off YouTube. Having said that, I am a little bit disappointed that it doesn't have a 90Hz refresh rate or even an in-display fingerprint sensor, two features that you can easily find in smartphones that are priced a lot lower. Now, while I do wish Samsung had given us an in-display fingerprint sensor, the capacitive one works just fine in my experience. Coming down to the specifications, as I mentioned earlier, the highlight of the Samsung Galaxy F62 is the Exynos 9825 SoC. It is a 4G only phone, but this shouldn't really deter you from considering it, since 5G is not yet a reality in India. The Galaxy F62 runs the company's latest Android skin called One UI 3.1, which is based on Android 11. It's pretty much the same experience you'd get with any other Samsung phone released in the past year or so, with some minor changes to the interface. Now, there are a mix of Samsung and Google apps preloaded along with others such as Netflix. The interface is clean and relatively free from unwanted spammy notifications, but ads seem to be present in the weather and game launcher apps, just like we saw in the Galaxy S21 Ultra. These aren't too intrusive, but advertising in stock apps is definitely not something we should have to live with, especially from a mid-range phone. Now, when it comes to performance, the Galaxy F62 has offered a pretty smooth experience overall. One UI looks slick, switching between apps is snappy, and the phone doesn't heat up much with regular use. Games run just fine too. Titles such as CSR Racing 2 and Call of Duty Mobile look great and run very well. Now, playing taxing 3D games does cause the back of this phone to get quite warm, but I never really noticed any unbearable levels of heat. Now, just like the Galaxy M51, the Samsung Galaxy F62 also has a 7000 mAh battery, which offers incredible battery life. It comes with a USB Type-C 25-watt fast charger in the box. The phone easily lasted me close to 2 full days with heavy usage, which was quite impressive. Now, the Galaxy F62 also ran for a solid 25 hours in our HD video loop test. Even with 25-watt charging, it takes around 2 hours to fully charge this phone, which doesn't sound particularly quick, but even an incomplete charge will go a long way. Now, the cameras on the Galaxy F62 have been borrowed from the Galaxy M51 as well. At the back, we have a quad camera setup with a 64 megapixel primary sensor leading the pack. You also get a 12 megapixel ultra wide and two 5 megapixel cameras for depth sensing and macro shots respectively. In the front, there's a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Now, during the day, the main and ultra wide angle cameras on the Galaxy F62 capture good quality images. Photos captured with both these cameras have very similar color tones, and HDR balances the exposures very well. Now, you can expect minor barrel distortion from the ultra wide angle camera, but it's not too severe. Details in low light photos aren't the best, but night mode does help improve this a bit. Close-ups shot during the day have very good detail with good natural background blur. Even shots taken indoors at night are generally clean with good colors, however they do lack good detail. The macro camera does a surprisingly good job during the day, but it's best avoided in situations without adequate light. Portrait mode works well too, and you do get various background filters to play with. Videos shot at 4K with the primary and ultra wide angle camera are stabilized and the image quality is good. You can switch between the main and ultra wide angle camera while recording too. Enabling super steady mode provides the best stabilization, but at a slight cost of image quality since it uses the ultra wide camera to record. The videos shot in low light are generally a bit grainy and details are weak. What's surprising is that there isn't any 60 fps video recording option at any of these resolutions for the front or the rear cameras. The front camera captures good looking selfies under natural light. It can even shoot 4K videos which look decent, but these aren't stabilized. Selfies shot under artificial light were quite disappointing as most of them had unnatural skin tones. Overall, I feel all the cameras on the Galaxy F62 do an above average job when you're shooting in daylight. However, low light performance could have been better, especially if you're shooting video. The launch of the Samsung Galaxy F62 has essentially killed off much of the appeal that the Galaxy M51 has had so far, in my opinion. For about 2000 rupees more for either variant, the Galaxy F62 offers a much faster SoC and Android 11, plus exactly the same features that are offered in the Galaxy M51. Now, while the Galaxy F62 performs well overall, battery life is an area where it really excels. If you want a phone that can easily last for more than a day even with very rigorous usage, you should definitely consider it. Now, when it comes to alternatives, there's no shortage of good smartphones under 25,000 rupees. MediaTek's Dimensity 5G SoCs are definitely worth keeping an eye on, and so are Qualcomm's mid-range 5G chipsets. The Realme X7 5G, Mi 10i and the OnePlus Nord are just some of the noteworthy offerings that you can find in this segment. Now, keep in mind that these phones might not offer the same marathon battery life as the Galaxy F62, but they do offer other useful features such as 5G for whenever it's relevant in India. You also get faster charging, in-display fingerprint sensors, and of course, higher refresh rate displays. So that's been it for my review of the Samsung Galaxy F62. Let me know your thoughts about this smartphone in the comments below. Do you think it's worth this price? And for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.